I'd just like to introduce myself. My name's Tracy Armstrong, and I lead recruiting here for Team Detroit. This event is the official kickoff of our new quarterly Returnship program here at Team Detroit. So hopefully all of you got an agenda for the day, and that kind of tells you what's going on throughout the day here. I want to congratulate our finalists that were notified prior to the event. We do have 16 people that will be interviewing for our Returnship today at the end of the day from 3 to 5. So we're really excited to meet with you and get to know you. If there is anyone that is interested in a returnship in the future, please see me, or there are several HR representatives that are here today, and we'd be glad to talk to you about the returnship in the future because we will be offering it once a quarter. So I'd like to get started in introducing Kim. It's my pleasure to introduce our Chief Operating Officer, Kim Brink. Kim assumed the role of Chief Operating Officer in July of last year. She oversees WPP's Team Detroit and Blue Hive agencies globally. She leads business strategy and day-to-day operations of Global Team Ford, which is a group of agencies dedicated to the Ford brand around the world with nearly 3,000 employees worldwide. Prior to Team Detroit, Kim served as the Senior Vice President of Marketing at NASCAR. And before that, some of you here may have even worked with her at General Motors. She was Executive Director of Advertising, Sales, and Promotion for Cadillac, and she was the General Director of Advertising, Sales, and Promotion for Chevrolet. Just recently, Kim was named to Automotive News' 2015 list of 100 leading women in the North American auto industry. She attended Wayne State University, and she's also a graduate of the Kellogg Executive Development Program at Northwestern. She's also the proud mother of 2 children, Stephen and Elizabeth. We're very grateful for Kim's support of this program, and honestly, on a personal note, I was so excited when a woman was appointed to our chief operating role here at Team Detroit. So with great pleasure, I'd like to introduce Kim.
I'm so happy you all are here, really. Tracy Armstrong, and if I could introduce Linda Taylor, some of you probably know. Linda's our Global Chief Talent Officer for Team Detroit and Blue Hive. So I don't know, it wasn't that long ago that Tracy and Linda came to my office with this idea of this returnship, and I thought, good morning, and I thought, well, why haven't we done this before? What a great idea. And I wish it was my idea now that I see such a great turnout. So we thought it would be helpful before we kind of got the day kicked off, and it looks like a really good day, to give you a little sense of the background of who we are at Team Detroit. We're part of WPP, which is a global holding company, just to kind of tell you who we are and our background before we kick off the actual session. But it looks like a great day. I appreciate you all being here. I hope you find it very fruitful, and good luck to the 10 finalists. And I really hope that this is just the start to more of these. As you can tell, we have a pretty diverse leadership team, and it's not just women, but it's more diversity of thought is what I think. And we've got a lot of work, I think, to do there. My entire career has been, in very let's say, male-dominated industries. Whether it was, General Motors, I started there in 1989, which it's progressed, but I think we have a lot of work to do, particularly at the highest levels and the highest senior leadership levels. And I hope that this program is just one of many that will begin to help transform the agency world with Team Detroit at the forefront. So Team Detroit is part of WPP, and it's what? Wired plastics and products and plastics.
Wired paper and plastics.
Wired paper and plastics. Which is a holding company, and it's the largest marketing communications company in the world. So Team Detroit is part of that. We are in 111 countries. There's a lot of agencies and communications companies that fit under WPP that you've probably heard of. Ogilvy, Gray, on the media side, Mediacom, Group M. And the reason that's important is because if you're a part of this network, it gives you the opportunity to bring all of these resources to bear for your clients. If you could go to the next one, because I think it's important. Team Detroit truly is a different type of agency, and I really didn't know a lot about it because I had worked at General Motors and didn't understand that this is truly a different type of company. The reason it's different is back in 2007, there were 5 different WPP agencies that were brought together to service Ford. We do have other clients, but we have the most of Ford's business globally. And so these 5 different agencies, which were all part of the WPP umbrella, were brought together. So agencies you've heard of: Ogilvy, Wonderman, Mindshare, which is on the media side, J. Walter Thompson, and Y&R. So those were all brought together to form Team Detroit to solely service Ford. And the reason that's important, what I have found, which is so different about Team Detroit, is that a lot of agencies that I worked with, they don't want to go outside their network. They don't want to go outside their building to leverage resources. We're very different. Whatever help we need, regardless of what the project is, we will go reach out to other WPP agencies or other freelancers or other companies, because our sole job, honestly, is to bring the best resources to bear to benefit Ford's business. So you'll be hearing from our Global Creative Director, Toby Barlow, later this afternoon. I'm sure he'll put on a wonderful presentation, but one of the things that he does on a regular basis, which ask him about if he doesn't talk about it, is if any big creative challenge we have, we will go outside Team Detroit and bring external thinking into our creative process. Normally creative directors are very territorial. We actually thrive on looking for other ideas. And recently, we've even expanded this ownership model to include digital agencies, VML and Rockfish, because the digital space obviously has expanded, and we were just named Ford's digital agency partner globally. So a lot changing, a lot going on, but I just wanted to give you that perspective that it's a very different type of company than maybe any other agency that you've been exposed to. So it's a pretty exciting company. So give you a better sense of that. The map fell off. I'm not sure. I don't know if we click again, but Team Detroit is what we call our central hub here in Detroit. But we also have, as I said, offices around the globe. So we also have offices called Blue Hive in Canada, in Europe, in South America, and Asia Pacific, because we do service Ford globally, and that all reports back here into Detroit. We also service all of the Ford dealer business, and that business unit is called Retail First. And then we also do all the Lincoln business, and that's out of New York, which is Hudson Ridge. So big company, a lot of resources. I don't think people from Detroit necessarily know our scope and our scale, and I thought that might be helpful before you kick off your day to kind of know where you are. So again, welcome. Have a great day. Good luck. Enjoy it. Hopefully it'll be very interactive. I can tell already by your faces and your engagement it will be. And we thought we would just, before we get into the day and kind of give you the logistics and have our first keynote speaker come up, give you just a sizzle reel to show you a sense of the work that we do globally. So welcome, and again, thank you, and enjoy.
So next I'd like to introduce my boss, Linda Taylor. She is our Global Chief Talent Officer here at Team Detroit. Linda, for 25 years, has worked in the HR side of leading agencies here in Detroit, like Campbell Ewald, J. Walter Thompson, and Leo Burnett. She played a crucial part in transforming the 5-agency Goliath of JWT, Y&R, Wonderman, Mindshare, and Ogilvy that Kim just talked about a moment ago to form Team Detroit. She has also handled multiple complex initiatives, including the acquisition and integration of our Retail First offices, and she has helped to staff and form the offices of the Garage Team Mazda, which is in Irvine, California, and Hudson Rouge in New York, which handles our Lincoln business. Today, Linda leads a global HR effort across multiple countries, regions, and offices. Her goal is to always provide a warm, nurturing, dynamic culture that creates a diverse and balanced place to work and succeed. On a personal note, Linda has 2 kids, one who just turned 21 this week. And she lives in an awesome place on Lake St. Clair, which I can personally say is a great location for our summer HR outing. So please join me in welcoming Linda Taylor.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you for putting this together. What a fantastic program. It's not an original idea, I will admit. There are some other companies in Metro Detroit that have something similar, but we are one of the few agencies that is rolling this program out, and I'm so excited about the endless opportunities ahead. So just a couple of slides, I want to cover a little bit more about some of the programs that Team Detroit offers. But first, just a quick side note. I myself took a little 18-month hiatus after my son was born 21 years ago. Yeah, it was a rough weekend, let me tell you. So I did. For 18 months, I tried to stay current in recruiting because I had started out as a recruiter and dabbled with my own business for a while before J. Walter Thompson called me and invited me to come in as a contractor to help staff up one of their new divisions. It was Ford Motor Media at the time. And I was thrilled just to have the opportunity to get back in, get my feet wet. I thought it would be a short-term gig, and here I am, still part of the WPP family after a couple of other opportunities. But I think what made it work for me is that they were always willing to be flexible, and I was able to work 4 days a week for the first 10 years of my career there. And so I was able to manage and have some work-life balance and still spend quality time with my children. And so I've tried to make that available to top talent as I've continued my career here. In fact, one of my recruiters now, I don't know if Evie is here today or not, there she is in the back. I brought Evie back. How long were you gone, Evie, out of the workforce?
15 years.
15 years, yeah. I found her on LinkedIn, saw her background had been in advertising, and you've been back for what, about 7 years now? Yeah.
5 years.
Doing fabulous, I might add, and 3 days a week, so she still has that work-life balance. And I think that's what we're all about here at Team Detroit, trying to create great opportunities for the best talent in a flexible way that works. So, sorry, back one. One of the, maybe I should have had Tracy do this for me. One of the programs that I'm particularly proud of here is called Engage. And Engage is really an umbrella for employee-driven cultural programs that are not only good for people to engage and come together with similar likes, but also to give back to the community. So under the Engage umbrella, we have something called Celebrate, because we're an agency, we like to have fun. And we have some fantastic employees that produce a lot of interesting events, from chili cook-offs to great holiday parties. And then we have Give, which is all about giving back to the community and identifying charities that we can partner with and support in the local community. And then we have Green, because sustainability, of course, is very important, and wellness, which is all about good health, and we do blood drives and exercise classes. We have kickboxing and Pilates and all kinds of great things to keep us healthy and motivated. And then Imprint, which is really something that helped us bring this whole program together, and that's our diversity initiative, because as Tracy mentioned earlier, we really want to have a diversity of thought and diversity of people in our agency. And so Imprint has a lot of interesting programs. WIN is a subcommittee of Imprint. There are some WIN representatives here today. If you guys can raise your hands in the back. They'll be available during the networking period at lunch to walk you through some of the interesting things that they've got going on. There's a speaker series and a book club and all kinds of great things that are offered. So Elevate, the Returnship program. We're super excited, again, to have you all here today. The goal, again, is to bring more diverse talent into our workforce. I hope you enjoy the day. I'm going to be back up in a few minutes after our keynote speaker, and we're going to have a great panel of women who have returned to the workforce to answer all your questions.